I'm here with a new Saturday night and a new live streaming. So as usual, I need to check in my cell phone. Everything is connected. Just give me a minute, and we will start painting. So just here it is. We go there. No, I need to see if I find myself. I don't see the live. I'm live? Yes. Interesting. I cannot see my life. Okay. Just one moment. I will try to. Wait. Here it is, the live. Okay. Here it is. Finally, I find it. So here we are, a new Saturday night. I'm going to change now to the zenital camera, and we will start painting. So here we go. Video and changing camera. No, it's not this one. It is this one. So let me just close this. So we are going to be painting today. Keep painting on the Skaven. Okay, we are going to keep painting on one of these gutter runners, and I will be painting as well duelists of what's called them Vesperos Vendettas. I think I'll call. We can paint even Vespero himself. So I think I will change. We're going to paint the unit leader. This is the guy. Okay, I received painted and I'm just painting on top. So I did not remove the paint because they was not bad. And just if you want to see, this was some of the work I finalized this week. Okay. I also just finalized on one of these guys. So this is how they look like. And what I will do, here we have the other guy. These are the two guys that I have finished until now. Okay, here you have them. Now we are going to be painting. We are going to keep painting on this guy, on the assassin. Okay. So we are almost Christmas. And yeah, because today I was able to play a game of a Kill Team, the new version, and I really like it. I think it's very interesting game. I played with Chaos Space Marines, at least in Kill Team. They are not outdated as they are on the normal Warhammer, so you can use them. I played with, but yeah, and it was quite a fun game. Kill Team can be quite a fast game as well. Okay, once you get practice, but there is it's quite tricky. So the rules are not. I find them a little bit tricky. I like the way how it's played and how you how all the rules interact and the different. You have to memorize the different what's called this weapon traits because the weapons have some special rules that you have to know. But once you know that, it's quite. I enjoyed quite a lot. I have the feeling that all the work was done. So you use the Chaos Space Marines to kill your opponents while the garments are doing just actions to score points. So, but yeah, I think overall it's a nice game. So if you like skirmish, I think it's well done. These days I'm almost enjoying more the skirmish type of games than the big games. And tomorrow, this weekend, I will be busy. Tomorrow I will play a crusade, and I will just try that win list. So I will play with 4 squads of Terminators and 3 that win Terminators and 1 unit of Relic Terminators. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the units will perform and how the Dark Angel will perform. I've been playing the Crusade with the Dark Elder with the Drukhari, but now it's going to be interesting to see how the Dark Angel will do. Enjoying a lot. I think I was very glad the other day that I see Scarecast doing the talking about the Crusade, and I really I'm aligned with him. So I think Crusade is a great way to play Warhammer 40,000. I really liked a lot the format. I have the feeling that it's it's fresh, and even when you are losing, you can find a way to feel it. To find it interesting. Let me see. Hi, SX. Good night. What I'm painting this evening, I keep working on the Skavens. Okay. This is the second gutter runner. The first one, I think, was painted during the last one. This is the first one. I finished. It's ready. And I realized, no, you see, that I don't know why the paint have been wrapped from here. So always have your brush ready to do some small repairs. Yeah, I'm realizing that I don't know why the paint. Okay, I think now it's okay. Okay, and I was hitting as well this guy that was finalized just a couple of days ago. I'm really happy how this guy looks like. Once I finalized, I think this was supposed to be a chain mail, but I prefer to leave it as a fur. To be fair, the finishing of the sculpt there was not perfect. I will be painting that, and I have as well here Vespero from the Vespero's Vendettas. I think it's these are very old miniatures, right? But still, I think they look good. So keep working on the same project that I had last week. Yes, I think I call him Stitchy. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's yeah. I think it's fun to create your own background for your miniatures. I like that. And Blue Ball is something that you can create this stupid, crazy background that nobody, that it's not making any sense, but at the end it's fun to do, right? So, but I think I will do other more videos about background. I want to, because a lot of armies, what happen is when I'm painting, I'm thinking about what is the background of what I'm painting because it helped me to as well to define the colors and and give a little bit more personality to the miniature. So I like to imagine who is this guy and what this guy is doing on the wall that he's living, right? So yeah, I like to give this extra to my characters, to my miniatures. And then when I'm painting an army as well, I like to think, because then it tells me which unit I should add. It's a little bit of, yeah, you want to have units that are good in game, but at the same time you want to have something that have for me it's more interesting to have miniatures that are appealing to me. This is the first thing I always look, so I like to have these units that I like from an army. And the second part is uh, that to create a theme around the army, right? So, for example, when I was doing my loyal or my imperial guard, that is loyal because I have imperial guard, renegade, and then I have the loyal ones. So for the loyal, I want to give a jungle fighting type of army. And I was thinking that if they are fighting in a very dense territories like jungles or something like that, they will be more infantry than really using tanks, because I can imagine that tanks, you don't want to put them on a jungle, right? Because they are not uh, it's not a good place to put tanks. So I decided to make an army that was themed around that. So having mainly infantry, and then some was thinking sentinels that they can move easier on this type of terrain, and then some vendettas. Hi, Michael. Yeah. Hi, how are you doing, Michael? Hope all of you are doing well. All of you are doing great. Here, I need to see because I don't see well. These have very small, like small rivets there, and they are not that visible. Like this. So here I'm keep working on this scavenge. I have I have 14 to be painted. I have 14. No, I have 15 to be painted, I think, counting the rat ogre, because I bought two additional scavens to be used as gutter runners. So I have the team plus two additional gutter runners and the rat ogre, and I paint 6 so far. So still 9 more to go. But I hope to finalize them before. Let's see if I can finalize them before Christmas holidays. This will be my objective. This and the Vesperos Vendettas. Thanks a lot for your subscription. Yeah, I'm really happy that you like how I'm painting. I try to do my best, and always with the objective to have. It's not for. I'm not painting for contest. To be fair, it's more to have nice meters on the table and quite an efficient way to paint. Just using brush. I don't using airbrush. So I want to make painting accessible to almost everybody. Now I'm doing the eyes. So to do the eyes of the Skaven, I like to make them red. So normally first I apply red. I use my Fiston red. Okay. Then I go for a little bit of orange. I need to put the orange you have is too dry. I need to put some orange. Okay, to make some additional bright. Ooh, you have to finish and how you orc village. I don't. I yeah. I stopped doing. I was doing commissions a long time ago. I stopped doing them because then I realized that was dragging me out of the hobby. So then I decide to stop doing commissions. So you can see I put orange and then I like to do even go to yellow for the bright. This makes the eyes more liveful. It's going to be difficult to see here. Yeah, I have the same problem than you, Michael. I did some commissions and then at the end I decide to not do them because it's yeah, as I don't need. Yeah, one thing is that if you need the money or if you're, but just as I was not needing that money, I decided not to do them because it's a hobby for me to disconnect. And when you have a commission, it's becoming an obligation because I like to honor my commitments, and then it's creating some pressure on the hobby that I don't want to have. But this is up to everybody, right? I mean, I prefer not to do commissions anymore. So, well, all depends on each one personal situation. And sometimes you cannot avoid it, right? You have to, you need money and can be a way to do money, a very valid way. But this was my, okay, it's also the same for USX. Yeah, it's very tricky to do commissions. It's very tricky. So I did some commissions long time ago. But at the end, I prefer, you need the money, as I said. Who is your, who is your job? That what each time most of the time I hear about people that being professional painters, they don't paint for, they don't, most of them stop painting for them at the end. So I don't know. I prefer to have my regular job and then do painting for relaxing. And I think, yeah, although doing a YouTube channel, you also have some obligation. You take it more. I have the feeling I take it in a different way. I think the other thing is that, yeah, I don't know. It's not the same painting for yourself than painting for another. And because if you do it for yourself and you get tired of the project, you just change project and that's all, right? For a while. And if you are not done on time, you are not done on time. So you are not going to blame yourself unless you have to go to a tournament. Then, yeah, I don't know. It's different. It's a different, completely different feeling. So, because I think if you're doing commissions, you have to honor your compromise, right? If you say that you will finalize in X weeks or X days, you have to commit to that. It's a question of, yeah, respecting what you have arranged. Ah, you need, yeah. I would love my kids to play, but they don't play. So because I would like, yeah, I have miniatures for my kids, but they don't play, so they don't appreciate. But to be fair, the Skavens, I'm painting the Skavens team because of my son, because Blue Ball is the only game we do in family. We play here in family, and he wanted to have the Skaven because he likes very fast teams. So at the end, I bought the Skaven for him. But yeah, it's not. Then he lost interest for a while. Seems that we are back to play some games. So you know the kids are very volatile. They can change mindset from one day to another very easily. So what I'm going to do here, this is black leather. I'm going to do an experiment. I will highlight in brown to make like if the leather is being a little bit damaged, and then the brown is visible underneath. So first I go with Rhino's height, and later on I will go with a lighter brown. Let's see, I'm experimenting a little bit here, but it's to make the black leather of the armor, of this leather armor, to make it different from the cape, and also to make it different from the hair. So from the hair. So let's see if this goes well. Yeah. And at the end, I find the other thing I'm finding, oh, you have a very fast techniques and you really paying for the time you're paid. Or I have the feeling that, yeah, people is not willing to pay the hours that you dedicate. It's like almost each time I do you a commission, it's like almost like doing a favor. Because, okay, you say, I will pay, I'm talking no more because I was doing more minutes, right? You can say, okay, let's do an army. Then for a small miniature, you are charging, I don't know, uh, 3, 4, 5 euros, but you cannot paint. Yeah, you are not, even if you are as for 10 euros, I'm not painting a small miniature in 1 hour, right? And 10 euros for an hour is not a big money. So it's not, yeah, I have the feeling that it's not well valued the time we dedicate to paint. This is why at the end I stopped doing that. So it's a very complicated business, right? And this is why the good painters at the end, There are some painting students, but I also there are painters that they only want to paint for contest level, okay, or for exposition, right? They like to paint for brands that they will pay more money for the work they do. I have a mess here with the scale 75 paint here, make a mess. Okay, doesn't matter. Now, after doing the rims height, I'm coming with XV88, and this is going to be very stark. But then we are going to apply a filter later on. Okay, so let's do that, and then what we can do, can even use a little bit of rims height, dilute it. Put a little bit. So we can do so. Okay, so we are just trying to let me show you, because then we are going to use a contrast paint to kill a little bit the that this is too bright or too clear, a little bit too stark. But on the other side, I want to give this sensation of weathered leather, black, that have been black weathered leather. Okay, you want to do like especially where you have the folds, you want to exaggerate them a little bit. And here at the top, I need to take it out of the base support, oops, because if not, I cannot do this part here. When you try to do the top, the support is not helping that much. Here we'll apply it to it. The gems have to be done, eh? This is, as I said, partially painted by another person, and now I'm just painting on top. And the other half, to put some runes here. I was forgetting one arm. And let's do the other arm. Okay. We go, and then we are going to now we are going to apply again scale 70 XV88. And then later on, we are going to use a contrast pane as a filter. Yeah, Yosoluf. You have to apologize me one moment. I have to do something very urgent, and I'm back in a minute. Sorry for that, but I have to come in a minute. Sorry for the interruption. I'm back here. Sorry, apologies for that. But I had something that I was very urgent to do. And yeah, try not to have interruptions in my lives, but my streaming. But sometimes being at home and you have to attend some other things. But here I'm back. And trying to exaggerate a little bit more, because when you apply the contrast, all this will be smoother. Okay, so we have that. And I think on the boots, I will as well apply a contrast to make them darker. I want to keep more a dark feeling on this guy. These are like dualist. No, I'm going to apply just some highlights. I like as well, like, it's very funny, these things that they wear to protect the genitals. Then we have the different bells. I think contrast is one of the best things that Games Workshop did in a long time. I think they crack it with the contrast things. Yes, and Black Templar is, and as well, yeah, no, what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply here on top Gother Brown, top of the black. And I think I will do the same on the boots. And you can see it will give this brown sensation. And we'll filter a lot the highlights we have done, making it look leathery. And I think then you can exaggerate a little bit more again the highlights. And that's when the very black, it's getting a very dark brown tone that will disappear when it will be very, very soft. I think I really like contrast to play them, to use them as a filters over other colors. And I'm going to apply it, I can put it back to the base. I'm going to the support. I'm going to apply it as well on the boots to make the boots darker on this guy. Another tip I find with the snake by leather as well, you can do very similar things as well. And then you can apply over Reynolds height, very stark highlights, very, very heavy highlights. And then you go with the snake by leather on top and you soften all these highlights. You make them to fuse one to each other, making them look much nicer. Okay. Here I really wanted to make these boots to look darker, and then later on we can make again a little bit of highlights. So he is the main guy of the unit, so you can dedicate a little bit more time to him. Okay. And it's quite a nice, to be fair, it's for being a miniature that is 20 years old, it's quite a nice miniature. So I like a lot the new plastic of Games Workshop, but there are some old miniatures that they are nice as well. Okay, let's let it dry a little bit, and this is why I always like to have. We are going to work now on the black. This black is just black Templar, and now what I'm going to do is I'm having on my palette. I will put a little bit more. I will using Incubi Darkness. This is the all Incubi Darkness. This is completely dry. Thank you. Thank you, Essex. Let's put some Incubi Darkness. The Fang. This rose gray. That's what I wanted to use. First, let's take the Fang. This is the Fang. Checking everything. I have to put some water on my wet palette. So what I do is I have always I'm trying to have around the sponge a little bit of water, so I can keep the sponge well moistured. Then I have as well rust gray. And as a light highlight, because when you do black, I like to go to the most extreme. I like to finalize on the Fenrisian gray, or even sometimes lighter. Like that is good enough. Okay, and now that we have all the colors on my palette, we can start working on the highlights. And when I'm working that, let's go for, let's just start for the hidden parts, and then we go to the most visible parts. So when I see that there is already some highlight from the, I'm applying now the fan. Okay, I just apply, I will apply just the Incubi Darkness when it's when there is not any highlight. And here I have wanted to remove this thing here. I have a bristle that attach. I need to remove this. Is this a join? It's a join. So the question. So this is easy to solve. So we take black and we kill it. And now I will take Incubi Darkness. And we do it like that. And now we take the fan. We do it like that and like that here. And then we do this part. Okay. I have some all metal or commandos, and they are lovely models. Yes, I have the ones with the. Well, I think I have 3 of them painted. So I played today with the new Kill Team rules. To be fair, I did not have so much experience on the previous version. I played more on, yeah, but I really enjoyed it. So I think the teams, well, I need to play more because I only played one game on the new Kill Team Toons. I played today. A friend came home and we just did a game. We played Chaos Space Marine, so Traitor, I think it's called Traitor Adeptus Start or something like that. Well, Chaos Space Marines that you can have, you can take two groups, right? So you can take 3 Space Marines or Chaos Space Marines and a cultist, okay? And you take two of these groups. So what I take is 8 cultists and 3 Chaos Space Marines, and my leader was a Chaos Space Marine. Okay, you use. I wanted to combine both, and I play against infiltrators of the Space Marines. Okay, and there are not chapters yet there, so but mine were painted as Alpha Legion, and he was the Marines were painted like Death Watch. But at the end was infiltrators against Marines because you cannot choose chapters yet or subfaction on, and I find it quite interesting how it plays quite different from the previous kill team for me. We have the you go one with one miniature, the other go with one miniature. There is a lot of the rule is that you can be conceal or engage. It's quite interesting how this is interacting because then you hide yourself. It's so you have to choose if you want to be more aggressive and be on engage, but then if the other is hiding, you cannot shoot at him. It's I really like it. I really like it. I think they're still working on try to balance all the teams. It's curious that, for example, Chaos Space Marines can go with 6 Marines and are very similar to the Loyal Marines, and the Loyal Marines only can go with 5 Marines. This is at least curious to me. This goes, but on the other side, I have the feeling, for example, that you also have the CPs, the command points, and you can do some of these. They are not called stratagems, but it's the same, more or less the same principle. Okay, there are less stratagems. I like that there are not too many stratagems. Each faction has about 6, 7, maximum 8. I like that. And then you have only one genetic, that is the reroll. I had the feeling that there were less rules, less things to memorize. Because I remember I played the previous one. Yeah, I played the previous one. It keeps the same sensation of kill team. It keeps the same philosophy, right? So the alternating moving, so alternating miniatures and so on. But I like for example this the rule of conceal and engage. So you have to choose if your guy is, because means that you can hide behind if you are in cover and you are concealed. The other one you are obscure, so the other one cannot shoot at you, but you cannot shoot anyone if you are on or charge if you are on conceal neither. So it's you have to choose what you want to do. I think you have to keep focus on your mission and really, yeah, I think it's. I have only played 2 games so far. I also really enjoyed. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I like it. So I will play more. I think it's a very nice game. It's a very nice game, and yeah, and I'm also and tomorrow I will play my favorite way to play 40 game. Tomorrow I will play a game of 40k, and I will be playing Crusade. That I find is the way I find I'm finding is the way to play 40k is Crusade, because then you release the pressure on winning or not winning the game and so on, and you really, even if you lose, you have your agendas, you always can win your experience. So unless you are really smashed very badly, but I have the feeling that yeah, also as it is less in a way is not focused. The crusade is not focused just on winning. It's more on the narrative. You have the people playing crusade is more relaxed when making the list. Are not You are not going there just to win. You're going there to create like a narrative, try to create a history in your army. So I find it a very interesting way to play 40,000 as well. Yeah, yes. I like a lot how the wounding system. I like it a lot. I still trying to yeah the close combat. It's quite tricky how it works, but I was happy because I managed to with one cultist, even being assaulted by a space marine, I managed to kill the space marine because he was only with 2 wounds remaining. So the combat, yeah, I like the wound system how it works. I think it's very interesting. I think this is better than before. The wound system is much gives more granularity on how the weapons can perform and how I think they have learned a lot from Warcry, and they are reapplying a lot of principles of Warcry, right? Like the crit and the streamline, and it's I don't know, I like it. And I like that the Games Workshop is using other games to retrofit between them, right? They can exchange learnings from one game to another, and then they can improve the games thanks to how another game is evolving or playing. So it's something that is quite clever. So we have seen always Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40,000 retrofitting to each other, but Warcry they take a lot of ideas from Warcry to be put into Kill Team, I think. So I think it's a quite a nice game. Still, I'm not a competitive player, so I'm not looking this from a competitive player, and maybe more as a narrative or casual player. So, but so far so good on Kill Team. So, and I like the way how the miniatures are activated. We also like that it feels yeah. No, the Space Marines can look very strong, but at the same time, so they are very strong against mm, I don't know soft weak weapons like the automatic the auto guns from the. I don't think I managed to scratch a single wound from an autogun to a Space Marine. But on the other side, my Space Marine gunner with the plasma, he killed two opponent Space Marines. So the plasma is quite devastating. Okay, and the plasma pistol is very good as well. The flamers are okay against Space Marines. You can scratch one, 2 or 4 wounds most likely. The heavy stopper did not manage to shoot. He was killed before even able to shoot. Crusade is a fantastic way to play 40k, so much more fun. Also, being able to invest more into your army. Narrative type play is much enjoyable. Yeah, again, for me, it's the same. And to the point that this wine, if I do no reports, battle reports on Crusade, I like to create like a narrative introduction and narrative close up of the battle report. I think but it's because the system is inspiring you to do that at the end. And I like a lot the agendas, how they are created. Some look quite well. I think you have to play quite a lot for some of them, but overall, I like how the agendas are working and are very. And I think the agendas and the yeah, they can be sometimes a little bit compensate what some armies can do and what others can do on agendas and so on the addition. But I think they are very background oriented, right? And it's what I like it. But I have the feeling that the agendas are driving you to how the army have to be played in a way. The only thing on Warhammer on that sometimes it's on all these games, and I had the feeling, well, 40,000. I had the feeling on HS on Kill Team, there are not that many, but on 40,000, you have. I have the feeling sometimes we have too many rules layering on top of each other. Like I'm just tomorrow, I will be playing um, Dark Angels. In particular, I will be playing mainly Deathwing. See, all my army will be Deathwing except one attack bike. That it's not even in the Deathwing detachment because if not, you cannot benefit from the Deathwing rule. Okay, but then you have the rules of being a Space Marine, the rules of being Dark Angels, and the rules of being Deathwind. So you're accumulating a lot of rules on top of each other. And at the beginning, if you're not controlling well how the game is working, how the game goes, it's quite deep complex to memorize all the rules. It's the only thing that, yeah, I understand all these rules because they create more depth to the armies and they create more and they personalize more the armies. And I think it's good. But on the other side, the drawback is that they are not easy to memorize all these rules because you have a lot of them. But yeah, I think there is the more, and then you have to remember all the stratagems. The stratagems is the thing that is maybe bothering me the most because the rules at the end are fixed and you can try to memorize them, although it's very easy that you forget something. But the stratagems, yeah, I would, yeah, to be able to. This is why you cannot change today from one army to another very easily in 40,000 because once you start changing from one army to another, it's very difficult to remember all the stratagems that you have in each army. Because you not only have the stratagems of your book, you have the stratagems of supplements, and sometimes you have stratagems on expansions. So not easy to memorize all this. Yeah, yeah. I played against. Hi, Husi. Thanks a lot for joining. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I played against orcs once, uh, And I remember he was talking about the scrap points and collecting scrap points. And then I think with these scrap points, you can build things, right? You can invest for vehicles or something like that, or for extras on vehicles, if I'm not wrong, for equipment on vehicles, I think, or equipment in general. I think you can. Yeah, and the Dark Elder, they have another type of points that you use to buy territories in Komorragh. And what I like today was reading the rules for Dark Angels. Dark Angels, they have interrogation points. Okay, so what you do is you go interrogating people, and you get points of investigating where they are fallen. And then if you reach 30 interrogation points, I think they are called interrogation points. Then you play a special mission that is to capture a fallen. So you play a special mission that you have in the Dark Angels Codex, and the opponent have an additional miniature that is a fallen guy. That can be a fallen librarian, or fallen, I think was librarian captain, or cipher. So your opponent have this miniature for free. And if you capture this miniature, then you gain some additional bonus for your chaplain interrogator. So you can interrogate this guy. Yeah, it's. I think that I like a lot. It's and I know that also the Thousand Sons, they are also collecting special points for each psych power that they release. So all the I like that they have put different abilities to the different armies and different ways to personalize. I think it's great. So I like that Games Workshop is releasing rules for different ways to play. I think was at the beginning, I didn't thought. I was thinking that was not that important, but I think at the end was quite interesting that they have released that they have this idea of the three ways to play, and they export it to the different games, because at the end, yeah, each one can find, or each gaming group can find a way to play the game. Yeah. So let's see tomorrow. I have to play against Thousand Sons. And I don't have Librarian on my army. So Thousand Sons will release power after power on me. And I have the feeling that they can smash me very easily, because the Terminator armor does not protect against psychic abilities. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. At least I think I will have a lot of command points, because my opponent will have more crusade points than me. Pretty sure. This is the other thing I like it, that if you are the underdog, they give you more crusade points to compensate. I think it's a good, more common points, sorry, to compensate. I think it's a good way to balance. So here we go. The black, as you can see, the black can take you some time to have it painted. Spot is. Now we'll take another highlight. Now I'm waiting to receive. I will not collect them, but I want to have the book of the Black Templars. So I like to collect the books. No plan to play them. As I already have the Dark Angels as an army. But in reality, my Space Marines are from an invented chapter, but I always had more tendency to play them as Dark Angels because I like a lot the mystery of the Dark Angels. Oh, brushes. I don't know the Raphael brushes. I use so to do the tail. I'm using Wilson and Newton. Okay, this is Series 7. Series 7 is called. I think yes. I always forget the series. I think it's Series 7. The same that are used as an artificer. I also use artificer. This is quite an old one, very used, but I like the artificer ones. And I used as well the and then for rough work, I use any synthetic for the generic work. I just use the good brushes for the detail, but I like a lot the Newton and Wilson, or Wilson and Newton. Sorry, I like them a lot. Wilson and Newton, or the artificers from Games Workshop. They are quite expensive, and the ones that I also like and I use quite a lot is the Artist Opus. Okay, these ones, Series S. This is for painting the tail or base coating. Sometimes you need some precision. If I use washes, I use a synthetic brush, something that and then if I use metallics, I also try not to use my best brush. So I use normally an older brush for dry brushing. For dry brushing, I'm using makeup brushes. This one is quite damaged here, but these are just makeup brushes. They are very soft and they are very good to do dry brushing. Okay, so let me just show what I mean. We have here bigger ones. So this is for the rain, but you can use. And if you spoil them, don't worry. They are super cheap, so you can throw them away and buy new ones in Amazon. Okay, and what I did is I bought a set. I think this was about 3 or 4 euros, but you have all the sizes here of makeup brushes. From this one that I never use, I don't know what I will do, and I also make happy with my wife because she picked up the ones that she uses, and then was a win-win for me. So, and I'm quite happy to make the rain, to paint the rain, and also to do any dry brushing, I use these brushes. Okay. If you don't have them for dry brushing, use a very old brush. This is already damaged. I never bought dry brushing brushes. Okay. To be fair, they were not even existing when I was painting, when I was start painting. Okay. They were not specific brushes for dry brushing or for doing washes, so they were not existing. So I am not I don't need these specific brushes. So this is why I use the makeup, and then for doing washes or for doing uh, metallic that can be more aggressive on the brush, I'm just using old used brushes that they are already damaged. So if they are damaged a little bit, is not important. I hope this is helping. Yeah, I agree. The makeup brushes is the best for doing the brushing. They are soft. They can pick up a lot of paint. And once, because dry brushing is damaging a lot the brushes, once they are damaged, you don't feel bad because they are very cheap. So so I hope that was helpful. But the brush is something very personal. At the end, you have to find the brush that is working for you. Because I know not all the people have the same style painting. So at the end, I think the best is to find the one that makes you painting comfortable. So we have the black almost done. Now I'm going to apply another wash. As you can see, I'm changing the brush. I will use this one. These are synthetic brushes, very cheap. I think these are, I bought them in Wish, something like that. Extremely cheap brushes, but to make, to paint big areas or to do very wash, they're good enough. Okay, I'm just going to apply nude oil on this very dark green, because then later on I will start doing the highlights here. Try to be careful with the tail. And now I will wait at this device and I will share back. We move back to this guy. That was the Vesperos Vendetta. But I'm also quite bad. I don't do any special maintenance to any of my wood brushes, but they keep the tip in good shape for longer. Even I'm not really taking too much care of them. I bought the soap, and at the end, the soap is just somewhere there. I never use it. I bought a lot of things to try to, and at the end, I'm not that careful. So it's not in me to take care of the brushes. So I decided that, yeah, even even doing that on the brushes, these expensive ones to me are lasting much more. I buy them because they are lasting with a good tip much more longer than the cheap ones. So, but I think they're I don't remember the name. There was a good, very good painter that was painting always with synthetic cheap brushes from Amazon. And if they are damaged, he just throw it away and buy a new one because they are so cheap that you don't feel bad to damage them. So, as I said, everyone will find different, will have different, I would say, will feel comfortable with different brushes. So it's quite a personal thing. But if I have to recommend one for the tail painting, I like a lot the Wilson and Newton. So I'm doing the gem. Now we are going to do the white dot. The other thing that was a game changing for me is the wet palette. The wet palette, I think it's even more important than a good brush. How the so wood brush can be good, but the wet palette, I think it's the game changer. So I use it to make some terrain. Yeah. In the end, when a brush is damaged, you can use the bristles to make like plants or something like that. I use it once to make like a turf, and then I paint it in green. Okay, this one, it's very difficult to reach. Let's see if I manage to put the brush where is needed. But there I will not put even yellow because it's not visible. So I will just, I want to put some more orange reflection. Here as well. Like that. Now the white dot. And if the white dot is too big, come back with black. Do not dry with the brush. Okay. Do you paint many vehicles, Victor? If you, what is your favorite? I paint a lot of vehicles. So this year is the first year I think I have not painted any vehicle. What is my favorite vehicle? So I paint a full armored renegade guard a while ago. They are never do what I did. They were on. They had all the tanks in black. It's black and red, the color scheme of my. So I paint the tanks in black and then doing some red details. It's a pain in the neck to do that because they look. But my favorite from the my renegade guard is the last. Is the I paint how it's called is the hammer, the one that was there was the bend blade, and then there was the other one that had the like a super heavy flamer or something like that. This one is one of my favorite tanks vehicles. But then, on vehicles, if we talk about tanks, the super heavy of the Imperial Guard, I love them. But if we talk vehicles and we include them, flayers and walking vehicles, then the Imperial Knights are my favorite. I really enjoyed painting the Imperial Knights. And there is something that I want to do because I bought when it was released the Speed Freaks, and some vehicles that I really love are the Orc boogies. All these Orc boogies that no are not anymore boogies, are all these vehicles from the Orcs. I love them. I really like them. These little Orc cars, I think they are amazing. So if I ever do Orcs, it will be Speed Freaks. I know they have no limit the vehicles that you can put, but I still thinking if I do Orcs will be Speed Freaks, bikes, boogies, Skullhammer. No, it was maybe, yeah, I think maybe it was the Skullhammer. Yes. So I add when I did this one, I add the tentacles from the Malor fin, because I paint the Forge fin, so I have the Malor fin tentacles not used. I use them popping out from different parts of the tank to give an appearance of like a possessed vehicle. I really enjoyed doing that one. Then I did finishing like if some parts were incandescent. So really interesting. I was enjoying that. But I also enjoy it a lot doing the Imperial Knights and doing the freehand on the Imperial Knights and doing checkered patterns and doing all different decorations. I think Imperial Knights are very interesting, and I understand why are used a lot as a vehicle for display or for competitions. Because it's a vehicle that is inviting you to do freehand, to do a lot of effects, and I think they're looking great. A Warlord Titan. But this will be a lot of work. In brush, if I have it, I paint it. If I ever have it, I would love to have a Titan. I was thinking for a while to buy the Warhound. But a Warlord Titan, this is very big. Warlord Titan is a project for months. I mean, it takes you a lot of time. Will be a very interesting project to do freehand. Will be a very interesting project to do freehands. And to really there you have to go for display quality, right? It's such a nice vehicle that it's worth it to invest time and effort. The only thing that can be as well, if you do a vehicle like that, you have to combine this with other things. You cannot just do that because you can burn out. But the biggest vehicle I did is a resin Thunderhawk. And yeah, it's difficult even to manipulate when you are painting it, because it's bulky, it's heavy, so I will need to make a space. Yeah, a vehicle like that you have to do it in sub assemblies. But the problem is the Thunderhawk. When I receive it, I bought it second hand and was quite good before there were so many recasts and so on. I cannot say if it's original because I am not good enough to say if it's original, but it looks like original. And yeah, was a lot of work to paint and was assembled. Okay, if I will do today, I will. Yeah, you should not assemble it before painting because it makes the work very difficult. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, have to be. Yeah, but it's a very big vehicle, eh? A Warlord Titan is huge. I had a friend, okay, in Spain. I don't know if he finalized the project. He was doing a Imperator class Titan. He was building it on scratch. He find the drawings, how to do it, how to assemble, how to what pieces to do, or how to cut them, and what. And he was doing it, I think, on plastic car and different. It was a crazy project. It's a crazy project. You can imagine a warlord, a Titan class Imperator. It's huge. It's almost a cupboard of your, yeah. It's a closet, no? Size is really a very big vehicle. So will be curious to know. I need to when I if I talk because I lost contact with this person, but if I manage to talk again with him, I need to ask what happened with this project because it's really a very demanding project to make a warlord Titan. Titan, Imperator Titan. Yeah, but it's craziness, eh? Imperator. Because then you have to do on top. It has like a palace or a castle. So there is a fortification on the top of the Titan. I don't know. I'm not that good on scratch building. I'm I'm more a painter than a builder. I have more. I don't have too much passion for. I mean, and I appreciate a lot when people do conversions, but I'm not a good person doing conversions. And well, maybe if I ever do orcs, it's the army to do conversions. But it's not my strength. My strength is more on the painting. Is where I try to give the personality of the miniatures during the painting. But yeah, project doing like a because this is the biggest titan of the Imperium, right? Yeah, when I see this apocalypse game and how the people was building all these titans there, it's impressive. So sometimes it's impressive what the people can do with a little bit of plastic car and plastic tubes. Wow, a Mega Gargan. This is also very big. This is also a very big and nice project. No, I have a Mega Gargan on epic size. And it's quite big. I think a Mega Gargan in epic size is not as big as a Dreadnought, but it's like one of the small Dreadnoughts in the past. One of the it's more or less the size of a metal Dreadnought that they were done in the past, but not as big. I think it's a little bit shorter. But this is quite a nice miniature as well, in epic scale. In epic scale, I was collecting orcs. So I have a lot of them to paint still. But I don't know too many people to play epic. I not have too much interest to paint epic at this moment. And I have the feeling if they relaunch epic, will be on a different size at the end. Will be more on the Adeptus Titanicus size. That I have the feeling is bigger than the epic scale. But a Mega Gargan in regular 40k scale is quite a monster piece. Okay. And now, okay, we still need to do the cape and the red. Need to put red and orange to do this. I think I will work again on this cabin because I want to finalize the work on this cabin. So I'm going to do the highlight on the green. And then we need to do the skin, and then we can do the skin, or we can do the skin now. And for the skin, I think I will use the skin color that I have here. Let's see how it looks like. I need to go even lighter. It's dry again. It's curious how fast can be. I think was quite dry the sponge and it's absorbing the water I'm putting. The heating is also drying up a lot the ambient. Yeah, 3 feet tall. Three feet tall is quite a beast of a miniature. I don't know if we can call it any more a miniature or just a model. But this is, I like it. It's a nice project. But as I told you, I'm not a good sketch builder. I can build following instructions, but I'm not that good on sketch building. I think yes, the Titans. I really enjoyed it when I was painting the. This is a different size, but when I was painting the Imperial Knights, I really enjoyed. I think they are nice miniatures. And I hope one day Games Workshop releases a plastic Thunderhawk. Then I know the orcs, you will need to take the plastic Thunderhawk and convert it in something that is orcish. Yeah, I played once in a Games Workshop store in Barcelona, apocalyptic game. It's fun. This type of games are quite fun. So I paint one Castellan, one Warden, one Castellan, a Warden, a Galan. So it's four bigs, right? I'm missing one. So I have the close combat one that is the Galan, the Castellan, the shooting one that is the Warden, I think. No, and the Crusade. I think the Warden is the one with the rattling, the type of cannon. And then I have the one that have the rattling and the thermal cannon. And then I have two armigers. I should have the video of this army somewhere in my channel, but the pictures were not very good. Was a project I did 2 years ago, maybe. So I wanted to have an army of Imperial. It was more a collective because I made the army. I went to the armies on parade. I win the. There was different categories. So this was 2018, maybe, but maybe it was 3 years ago. Maybe it's already 3 years that I paint them. I start to paint them in July and I finish to paint them in September. All the was about 3 months. I finalized end of September. I started beginning of July, maybe in June. And I had the holidays in between. So it was fun, and I want to paint more nights in the future. Yeah, I have the. Maybe I should make the video again with better pictures because I did not have a good light when I was doing this video. But I enjoyed a lot painting the Imperial Knights. And I used some of them together with my Imperial armies. I think the first game I did in 9th was Imperial Knights with Sisters of Battle. against Space Wolves. But then I think I use 3 or 4 Imperial Knights. 3, I think only. I use a heavy detachment that you can put 3 warlords. And then I did a detachment of Sisters of Battle. So I like the Imperial Knights since the moment I saw the release the miniature. It took me some time to buy them, but at the end. And really the trigger was the box. I think was called Forge Vein, the box. The one that was what's called this? Mechanicum with the Armigers against the Necrons. I think the trigger did come to buy more Imperial Knights and end up doing a force of Imperial Knights. It's about 2,000 points of Imperial Knights when I did the list. I don't know now if it's going to be, I think now maybe it's a little bit more. Yeah, yeah. It's something that I always had in mind to combine the Sisters and the Imperial Knights. Even before the Codex of the Sisters was released, I always had the Metal Sisters, and they were lacking a lot of. You had I had the Exorcist, but sometimes you were lacking in the past firepower. Today you don't need them anymore to support the Sisters, but still it's a nice combination. You can use the Sisters more for the close combat or to do actions and objectives, while the Imperial Knights are shooting from the distance. Or in the case of the Gallant, it is quite cheap. You just put a lot of pressure on your opponents. The only problem with Imperial Knights is not the right army for a Crusade type of game. At least not at the beginning. I need to check. I don't know. And technically, you can make an army of Imperial Knights. So I guess if you start with Armigers and what is the other ones? Are the Armigers and the ones with the autocannons? I don't remember the name. I would like to buy some of the ones with the autocannon, one squad. I know that today, yeah, the armies of the Imperial Knights that are working well are the ones that have a lot of Armigers to control and to put objectives and so on. But I still like more the big guys. Wow, it's the knowledge is 2 o'clock in the night, so I will finalize the ride and I think I will go bed. didn't realize it was so late. I was so entertained doing that I did not realize of the hour of the time. Well, the highlights on the right. Well, this guy is almost done, so I'm happy because I almost finalized the gutter runner. So it's good. And that's it here. Yeah, yeah, I think I could see it. I don't know how many points. I think it's, I need to check. More likely will be two, because it force will be two Imperial Knights. Or can be three if you take two of the small ones, I think. More or less. Something like that. No, it will be one. Yeah, one, maybe one. I need to check. I think maybe it's 20 something. Yeah. Okay, I think I will finalize here. Okay, it's quite late. I did not realize of the time, sorry. And yeah, and I want to thank you, Essex, Jesse, and all the people that have connected to do. Yeah, how many minutes do you need to paint to finish it? So I have 9 to finish. I have paint 6 so far, and I have 15 in the team. So yeah, sorry, I need to stop here. So let me just change my camera to say goodbye. So thanks a lot for connecting. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot for your time. It's quite late here. I didn't realize I was very disturbed painting that. And yeah, I just want to thank you for your attention, for being here with me. Yeah, and yeah, as well for you, Essex. Have a very nice Sunday and rest of the weekend. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next time. Bye.